I'm not an idiot.
In case you was not aware, there is a person who put a video out, and this individual is under the assumption that Linus Tech Tips is intentionally, maliciously out to get him, is trying to intentionally inflict harm and stifle the small streamer and the small creator. Every day, channels get copy stricken. I myself have dozens of them, and nothing happens to your channel. You can do one of two things. You can ignore it and not get any funds for that particular video. You can dispute it, which many cases I do dispute them. And most of the time, the algorithm kicks it back to a person. The person says, "Oh yeah, that ain't my content," or "I don't care if he uses that content," or whatever, and lets it go. I believe personally that this individual probably has not got very many copyright strikes because of the content of his video and the fact that he doesn't have to deal with copyright protection laws very often, unlike streamers who play music during their videos, whose game audio is copyright stricken, who sometimes the game content itself is copyright stricken. They will just not shut down your channel. They'll simply put a copyright strike against it so that they can receive the funds that you normally would receive, or some cases it splits the funds. Let's carry on through this video and see what's actually being claimed by this individual against Linus Tech Tips.
Linus Tech Tips has filed 7 fraudulent copyright claims against my channel because of profound ignorance of how technology works. I'm not an idiot. Or poor way of establishing an anti-competitive business practice. He's intentionally trying to harm me.
So this individual thinks that he is being harmed in some kind of way by Linus Tech Tips and is being targeted out. So let's see how this plays out. Let's have a quick look at how the competition is in these two channels. Channel 1, let's go back a little bit. Okay, we're back about 1 month ago. We're looking at views. We got 8.6, 6K, 14K. That's a pretty good number. Going up to the next row, the highest number looks like 9K. There's a 59K. That's where he got swatted. I remember that one. But you notice that pretty much it's standing around 10,000 views is his average for more or less, other than clickbaity videos or videos of what I call extreme nature. You know, something that doesn't happen every day. Getting swatted, house burning down, lightning strike, something like that. However, the latest video he posted, which was Linus Tech Tips trying to shut down my channel, 36,000 views, and it's only been posted for 9 hours. So more likely than not, this is going to reach 100,000 views. And so this is going to be his most published video. I think it is currently the most recognized video. Nope, there's 59K. So this soon will be the most published video on his channel. Now let's have a look at Linus Tech Tips.
Now, my mama told me a lot of things growing up. She said, stand up straight. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all, and never kick them while they're down.
So that's fascinating what he had to say there, but let's have a look here at his videos, just like we did the last one. Okay, 4 hours ago he posted a video addressing the drama, 500,000 views. This one, he's got 1.7 million views. Next one, 1.3, nope, 1.6. Next one, 1.7, 1.2, no, 2 million views. There's almost 2 million views. 3.7 million views. I happen to like that desk there too. So exactly how much of a competition do you think that you're posing to this individual, and how is it that Linus Tech Tips is feeling highly threatened by you? You're not really in the same category. I mean, you both work with computers, But I mean, look at the titles here. We got the Chinese game console. Okay. Can we fix it? He's working on his router. Let's see here. Uh, Final verdict about a $1,500 gaming PC. I mean, exactly where your content's mashing up to where you're stealing his public. It doesn't make any sense. Water-cooled smartphone. They don't really match up as far as that goes. But let's continue with this.
We're on the bigger side, especially of tech YouTube channels, but that doesn't mean that like we've worked hard to get here. It's not like we got there by being, jerks or anything. We haven't, engaged in market manipulation or any other unfair competitive practice. Another question to ask yourself is the behavior that Linus Media Group's being accused of, or Linus personally is being accused of, is that in character? Is Linus pro-censorship? Does he silence criticism? Is that behavior that anyone has actually encountered from us in the past? And if we haven't, then, is it maybe worthwhile to give the benefit of the doubt?
He's a guy who has no control of what his employees or partners are doing. It's not acceptable. They filed claims that said anytime I use the Heaven benchmark and they use the Heaven benchmark, that they own the Heaven benchmark. That's what they say.
Indeed,
I'm not an
you're
idiot.
not an idiot. I know for a fact that you work very well with your field and that you're a very intelligent person. However, you are ill-informed. How the system works is there is a set of computers that scour I guess you could say crawl would be the closer word. They crawl the YouTube media and they look at every channel and they look for screens, they look for audio, they look for video, they look for any content that they can recognize primarily from another source, and when they find it, it automatically flags it, and then that other individual that they deem that the source belongs to must okay it, or you have to contest it. That's how the system works. It's not manned by any one person. It's not by a singular entity, and there's no conspiracy up against you. It's just that's how the bots work. It's similar to how teachers use the internet to find out if the children are just copying off of the web page or whether they're actually using the content. It's just a web crawler.
In the case of the Heaven benchmark, which is what I think a lot of people are getting flagged on, we don't own that. And as far as I know, Unigen gives 0 Fs about people uploading their benchmark content. They've never talked to us about it, and we've got probably hours of it in our videos, which is probably why other people are getting claims, because we uploaded it a lot and quite early on. And it's just, you have to submit these reports, otherwise the system can't fix it.
They say the Heaven benchmark belongs to them, which it does not, and that anytime I use it, I'm violating their copyright. And they filed 7 claims. Now, filing 3 claims is all it takes to get a YouTube channel shut down permanently.
So Spotty posted in response to someone else, "You seem to be misinformed. There is a huge difference between a copyright claim and a takedown notice resulting in a copyright strike. Copyright claims," which was what happened to one of the people that made a video, "are often," actually, as far as I know, they just are, "an automatic process where content," actually, no, that's correct. Often, not always, because we actually ran into one that was on purpose or one that was manual a little while ago. We included a few notes of a song in the cheap 4K TV video. The video has since been edited and we've got monetization re-enabled on it, but yeah, nope, it can be manual. So an often, see, like I said, Spotty did it better than I could. Often automatic process where Content ID detects that a portion of your copyrighted content has appeared in another video on YouTube and will issue a copyright claim on the video. So that video remains public and viewable, not always viewable everywhere, because sometimes it will be blocked off in certain regions per the copyright holder's guidelines. However, what happens after that point is that any ad revenue generated by the video may be redirected to the original copyright holder. So there's no actual punishment for the channel when this Content ID copyright claim is made against them. They only lose the revenue for the video. Okay. So now that we've got all that, obviously this is not a perfect solution, because what if someone submitted a mashup of YouTuber reaction videos, and then all 9 of the people in the 3x3 tile of reacting to whatever it is, or 8, I guess it would be, because the original content would be in the middle. What if they all submitted content ID claims? Well, I don't know how you split something 8 ways. I don't think it's actually that granular. So it's obviously not a perfect system, and there's a lot of room for false positives. But there's no punishment for the channel. There's no long-term impact, just the revenue, and just on that particular video.
I'm not an idiot. So as you can see, I am live right now, and this really sad and pathetic attempt to shut me down is obviously not worked.
I can see that you're live right now. There's no reason for you not to be live right now.
But if you guys are fans of Linus Tech Tips, you need to know that he participates, whether knowingly or unknowingly, with employees or partners in his business.
So because a bot flagged you, then you're automatically going to go for Linus Tech Tips.
These are both entities that are supposed to be experts on technology, and yet they have shown a profound level of ignorance about technology itself.
Your channel is based upon technology, and you're guilty of the very thing that you're claiming is happening to you. You're showing ignorance in how the system works and persecuting another YouTuber. Shame on you.
So what business do they have advising you guys? This is an embarrassment to Linus Tech Tips. He should be ashamed. He should apologize to me, and he should acknowledge it and explain it. Because otherwise, if he doesn't, I can only assume it was done with intention and not ignorance. That's all it is. It's either intention or ignorance. I want to know which one it is, because I'm fed up.
Apologize to you for what? It's a computer algorithm. It's produced by a robot. And if you're so fed up with it right now, then you need to really get some tougher skin or get out of the kitchen, because the fire's going to get a whole lot hotter as the algorithms become more and more prominent. YouTube and whatnot becomes more profitable. There's going to be more and more copyright strikes hitting your e-box. So you're going to have to either toughen up or get you a brick and mortar or something like that that you can work at, because YouTube doesn't seem to be fitting you very well right now if you're getting this riled up over simply 7 copyright strikes. Like I said, I have over 40 on my account right now, and there's no problems.
Copyright strikes or takedown notices. So this is like DMCA stuff. That's what The Verge did to Kyle. Okay, so that's when the copyright owner manually issues a legal notice that the video is infringing on their copyright, and they demand that the video be removed from the platform. So the channel then receives a strike against their channel, which comes with punishments, such as losing the ability to live stream. Just one strike and you can't live stream anymore, and can even come with the potential to be demoted in terms of YouTube serving your content to people, though I don't think that's ever actually been confirmed. And then after multiple copyright strikes, so remember, this is DMCA takedowns, the channel can be removed completely. I think it's 3, might be 4.
So 7 fraudulent copyright strikes on behalf of Linus Tech Tips were willfully, knowingly filed against my channel because they claim they own the Heaven benchmark, and anytime I show the Heaven benchmark, they claim that's theirs.
More broadly, I've been disappointed in the way that some individuals have just assumed that I'm some kind of, wielder of, the copyright ban hammer without any regard for fair use or for smaller creators, or that I'm some kind of like anti-competitive asshole. Like, based on what evidence is this assumption being made? Like, am I automatically evil for a problem with an automated system that I don't control, a problem that was brought to my attention literally on Friday morning? Or do we live in a place where you are guilty until proven innocent?
So what would you do if you were me? And if you like Linus Tech Tips, and if you subscribe to Linus Tech Tips, know that these tactics are happening, whether it's with his permission or with his ignorance. Either way is not acceptable to me. That means the man has no control of what's going on, and it means he's partnered up with people that are making decisions on his behalf, and this is a reflection on him, whether he likes it or not.
Let's go ahead and why don't we learn some more. What is a content ID claim? If you upload a video that contains copyright protected material, you could end up with a content ID claim. Companies that own music, movies, TV shows, video games, and other copyright protected material. Content owners can set content ID to block material from YouTube when a claim is made. They can also allow the video to remain live on YouTube with ads. In those cases, the revenue goes to the copyright owners of the claimed content. Okay. Am I in trouble? Probably not. In most cases, getting a content ID claim isn't a bad thing for your YouTube channel. It just means, hey, we found some content in your video that's owned by someone else. It's up to the copyright owners to decide whether or not others can reuse their original material. In many cases, they allow their content to be used in YouTube videos in exchange for having ads run on those videos. These ads may play before the video or during it, blah, blah, blah. All right, they can mute it, they can block certain platforms, they can block a video. What can I do about this claim? If you get a content ID claim, there are a few different things you can do depending on the situation. You can do nothing. If you agree that, yeah, I probably shouldn't use that, you can leave it and you can always change your mind later. You can remove the music. So that's cool. You can swap the music. You can share revenue if you're a member of the YouTube Partner Program. You may be able to share revenue with the music rights owner. I actually did not know about that. That's kind of neat. You can dispute the claim. If you have the required rights to use the copyright protected content in your video, or if you think the system has somehow misidentified your video, you may dispute the claim. So how to dispute a claim? You go to, let's go back to where we were. Okay. Oh yeah, first we can check and see what exactly it is. So in this case, it was, it was a trailer for some Pokemon thing or other. We were doing live commentary, so yes, this is copyrighted content, but it's a trailer, which is generally considered to be for promotional purposes. It's very unlikely that a copyright holder would be mad at you for playing their trailer and talking about it. That's kind of like what the point of them is. Also, we're commenting on it. That's pretty well established to be a fair use case for it. So we're going to file a dispute. I believe this copyright claim is not valid because here's a few options. I own the CD, DVD, or bought the song online. By the way, if you click that, if that's your reason, you're wrong. I gave credit in the video. If you click that, that's your reason, you're wrong. The video is my original content. I own all the rights. Yep, sometimes it just flags random crap. We actually had a claim against an April Fool's video we uploaded where it was just a case lying in the rain, and it was just the sound of rain. And there was a claim that that we had used someone else's rain sound effect. And we were like, "Yo, it's just our microphone sitting on the porch." No, so that was all our original content. Here's another one. I have license or permission to use this material. Okay, my use of the content meets the legal requirements for fair use or fair dealing under applicable copyright laws. That's the one we're going to use here. Or the content is in the public domain and not eligible for copyright protection. So these are all the reasons you can say that it's fine to use it. So here we go.
That this kind of thing takes place all the time.
Have these people actually contacted Linus Media Group about it directly? We actually have a contact us email on our corporate website. We also have a contact us email for Linus Tech Tips specifically on our YouTube channel. That stuff does get monitored.
The feeling Linus wouldn't do this, but I don't know Linus and I don't know what he's capable of. And I don't know that he'll ever be made aware of it unless I make a video.
The first thing I want to do is sort of ask our community, the broader YouTube community in general, just people, ask them to try to think critically anytime they run up against some kind of accusation. Like, I'm not saying that all accusations should be dismissed. I'm just also not saying that all accusations should be taken entirely at face value and then just run with. So here are some of the questions that I would probably ask myself if I were to encounter any sort of drama, not just YouTube drama. Who are the stakeholders here? What do they individually stand to lose or gain? What is the actual solution to this problem? Who has the power to enact that solution? Where could I find more information about what's going on? Is it worth the time that I'm investing to find that information?
It is a way of getting rid of your competition. It's a real sneaky way to get rid of your competition.
So what's happening is content ID claims, and what is not happening is manual DMCA takedowns. So content ID claims are handled by YouTube algorithmically. So our MCN full screen is making sure that people aren't re-uploading our videos, because that does actually happen a lot. And that way, we don't have to pull all that crap down and go through it manually, fill out a bunch of annoying paperwork. Just if people re-upload our videos, we just take the AdSense. Fine, who cares? No big deal. The only times that we have issued DMCA takedowns are for people who are uploading content that is supposed to be on other sites.
And it shows that there is a massive amount of ignorance.
Like, if there's a legitimate grievance, no problem. Get in touch. We'll do our best to solve it. I think we have a pretty good reputation, not just among viewers, but within the creator community as being an organization. Like, not just me, of course, there's 20 plus people that work at Linus Media Group, but being an organization that just generally cares about fixing problems and doing the right thing.
And it shows that there is a massive amount of ignorance.
This has been kind of frustrating, offensive, hurtful.
He'll remain ignorant. If you file a fraudulent DMCA takedown notice and you're a little guy like me, they just shut you down.
Rather than simply disputing the content ID claims per the standard operating procedure, took their problem public rather than just emailing me. And I know that at least one of these people, more than one actually, more than one of these people have my contact information, my personal contact information from applying for a job at Linus Media Group in the past, one that they obviously didn't get.
What happens is the automated system comes up and it says that there's a copyright violation, but it takes a human being to decide to act on it or not.
This is partially correct because you are the first human being that has the chance to act upon it. So yes, this is true, but you are the first human being to have contact with this automated system. So yes, you are the first person to act on it, not anybody else. As of right now, the complete system is automated by bots.
It's fine. Okay, so let's fire up a video here. We've actually gotten a ton of content ID claims over the last probably, I'd say, week or so, including some from our own channels against our own channels. Just because it is my belief that they have made some changes to the content ID system, making it a little bit more sensitive. It's, again, my belief, I don't have any proof of this, but that it is due to the ongoing Chapter 13 stuff that's going on in the EU.
I think it's people. I think it's just stupid people. I don't think Linus is doing this on purpose. I don't think Linus really knows about it.
Then I am well within my rights to completely ignore you. And the funny thing is, like we try to, like, we do that in an effort to try and take the high road. And a lot of the time, I feel like we end up looking bad because other people get their shots in at us, and we just never return fire.
This is a strategic plan to eliminate an up-and-coming YouTuber in the same arena.
But I've disputed most of them, so you'll see that most of these aren't really that new. So this was streamed in last November. Includes copyrighted content. So we go ahead and we click on this. Okay. It says ads might appear on your video. Copyrighted content was found in your video. The claimant is allowing their content to be used in your YouTube video. However, ads might appear on it. If you agree with these conditions, you don't have to do anything. I can understand why a lot of people would find the wording of what would be the correct response here kind of scary. My use of the content meets the legal requirements for fair use or fair dealing under applicable copyright laws. That's a scary thing to click because it feels like you should probably consult a lawyer before you click on something like that. But that's not necessarily the case. You know, what I would say is make sure that you, at the very least, I would say that at the very least, you should, probably read up on what went down with H3H3 Productions and that person they made a reaction video of. A lot of good material there. There was a lawyer that actually did a bunch of content sort of around that. Very educational. I would like at least go read up on that, but no, not necessarily. I mean, fair use in some cases is pretty cut and dried, whereas in other cases, yeah, you might actually end up in court trying to defend it. So a lot of the time, yeah, it's probably better off to just leave it, which is why you'll see we do actually have here if I go back to the dashboard. No, I'm not going to go back to the dashboard yet. You know what? I'm going to finish my my dispute here. Okay. I believe this is not valid because my use, blah, 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 fair use, etc. Yep. Continue. I'm quite sure about this. Visual content. Please explain briefly. We are commenting on this trailer. I believe this is fair use. I have in good faith, etc., etc., etc. Thank you. I understand. Well, that's my name. Continue. And we can submit our dispute. Yes, I'm sure. So the process takes about 30 seconds, and if you do these things, you're actually helping them make the Content ID system better, because if they get a bunch of disputes, then they can go back and they can say, oh, right, okay, so that's probably not right. Let's go ahead and get that updated. If anyone out there did get a Content ID claim from Linus Media Group, Linus Tech Tips, any of its affiliated whatevers, unless you're actually just re-uploading our videos, which you're not supposed to do, I would say just dispute it. The worst thing that could possibly happen is we could say, no, we dispute your dispute. We disagree. We've never done that. It's just not really a thing. People upload all kinds of like highlight reels or silly reuses of Linus Media Group content, set to songs or like whatever. We love that kind of stuff. We love our community memeing it up. We consider ourselves a fairly internet savvy company, and not just like the internet, but also just.
So in conclusion, I do find someone guilty in this regards. However, I do not find that Linus is guilty. In fact, I find that CareyHolzman and his entire channel is guilty, for the simple fact that he misrepresented the fact that he was getting charged and singled out, when in fact it's simply a bot. Why are you persecuting or charging an individual with something that is not in his control? I have released copyright strikes, and I've never once, since I've ever had YouTube channels, which has been almost 10 years, have I ever upheld a copyright strike or enforced a copyright strike. However, bots have clipped things that people's used and have copyright stricken them, and I've released them. And it had nothing to do with me. There's no automation in it. This happens all the time. If you don't believe me, ask any streamer. Any streamer whatsoever has been copyright stricken multiple times and gets copyright stricken all the time. And so you need to check yourself and make sure that you have got your facts straight before you go around and start trying to slander people, trying to slander individuals and companies, and try to enforce rules that are not there.